everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and today I am talking about my final make for the Spectrum Art Creations and Friends Facebook group for our March-April challenges. This is the last month that we will have the challenges last for 2 months. Beginning tomorrow with the May challenges, they'll only run for 1 month at a time, just like we used to do. So I have this one challenge that I have been wanting to do. Well, it wasn't a challenge. Take that back. It's not a challenge per se. This is something that Maddie created back in February, and she actually did it for our Tim Holtz challenge. I didn't know if I was going to use Tim Holtz papers. Didn't have time to dig for Tim Holtz papers or to do the task. So I thought what I would do is I would save it for a Try It Tuesday and try making one of Maddie's projects, but on a grander scale. So first of all, let me show you what Maddie did. And I may have to turn this, there we go. I'm going to turn my light out of the way here for a minute so we don't have the glare. But she made these, she made these pockets, and they're like the wall file folder pocket holders. And, you know, I'm waving my hand like you can see. Never mind. But they're like the file folder displays that hang like on doctor's office walls or doctor's doors. And she made hers 3 inches by 4 inches. Mine I'm doing on a much grander scale. But she has, the whole thing is one pocket. Then the next pocket comes down and it's about an inch shorter. And then the next one's an inch shorter. And then the next one is an inch shorter. So she has 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. I have 4 pockets, but my first one does not go the full length of the base, and I'm going to explain why in just a minute. So I'm going to set that aside. I chose to use Stampin Up Paper Pad Atelier, and I used the 12 by 12 paper, but these are the patterns that I had to work with, as well as a packet of chipboard ephemera. And I had figured out my yawn and my cough. My sinus pills are wearing off. So instead of doing one that is 3 by 4, which is almost this one, see the difference in size? Mine is going to be 5 by 8. 5 by 8? Yeah, 5 1/4 by 8. And the reason I chose that is because I wanted to sit inside my planner that I use strictly for my creative process. It's where I track deadlines for challenges. Excuse me. Things that I need to be, when I need to get videos posted up, that kind of thing. So I wanted one where I could take and I can print out Maddie's challenges in a 4 by 6 format, turn them into their own folder, and tuck them in here. Label the top with the challenge and the hashtag that we need to use when we post. And then in one pocket, I will have the calendar for that month, telling us what everything is going on. So like on March 1st, it was our Finish It Friday Craft and Chat at 6 o'clock. And so everything that she was doing with the group for that month was on a calendar that she puts together for us so we can have. So I could print it out, I could tuck it in here in a pocket, and I could have the monthly calendar at my fingertips. This means that once I print everything out and put in here, it's in my planner to flip through. I do not have to go back to Facebook every time I want to remind myself of what a challenge is, or what the components for the challenge is. I do not have to make sure I'm at my computer and open up the file that I have saved to my computer under Maddie's folder. Everything is right here on this in my planner. So let me show you how I got there. I started out by knowing that I needed it a little smaller than the pages that go in my planner. I didn't want it the full width, but probably as close as I could to the full height. So I knew this was pretty much what I needed to go. So I started with that. And then I knew that I needed to have pockets that were going to be about 4.5 inches wide, because I can print these down to a 4 by 6 format on my printer. So I knew I needed at least a 4 1/4 wide pocket. So then I wanted to do, I think I did these approximately 3 inches, 3 1/4. So 3 1/4 times 2 would be 6 1/2. So I'd cut the strip 6 1/2 and I'd fold it up just part way. So I had a tab at the top. And this one I cut last and I didn't trim. I had to trim it down and I didn't round my corner. And these are just for sample purposes so I could show you. Tomorrow when she posts all the new challenges for April, I will print them all out and replace these with those. But then it would go right in here in this pocket, slide down, and I'd have the tab at the top. Okay? So I knew that if I cut these, I just cut a bunch of them, 4 by 3 1/4, and lined them up, leaving them about 1 inch apart, and that told me how many pockets I needed to have. And so in this instance, I needed 5 pockets. So that was good. And then I went through my 12 by 12 of the Atelier paper and figured out which patterns I wanted. And let me show you. I don't know if it's in this 8 by 8 or not, but what I wound up using were these. In the 12 by 12, I had to cut them down quite a bit. I had to eliminate a lot of the framing here, but I still had the overall look of the paper for my pockets. I'm sticking to stuff. I don't know what it is. Okay, so I had that to work with. And for the back pocket, for the base, I just went with something that was solid that I wasn't going to see much of. But, and I don't know if this one has it or not. I'm going to see if this one has it. That one. That one. That one. Nope, this one did not have it. It was this page right here that had a little bit of everything on it. So when it was on the back, this was part of the back. And so I have something decorative on both sides. When I flip it in my planner, turn my page, I have everything in my planner that's pretty. Okay, now, how did I get my pocket indentations? Now this is where I veered from Madi a little bit, and I'll explain. You can see here she did a half notch. She just did a thumb notch on this one. This one she left straight across, but this one and this one, she used a tab punch, and she used this one. And I'm going to link the video for this down below. It's also linked on my community tab for today. That she just laid this in here, and she only went part way up. Centered her pocket, went part way up. So when she punched it, then she had her slot. But because my pockets were wider, that wasn't going to give me a wide enough notch here. So what I did, I got out a set of square dies, or rectangular dies that I had. And I went with this one. And let me pull one of these because I'm not going to need it anymore. What I did was I opened my folder up, laid this about a little over 1/4 inch down, made sure it was centered as best I could on either side, and I ran it through my die cutting machine. And all that did was cut my notch out. So I had my notch. And I'm going to pull this one out so you can see it. So then I had my notch. And it gave me about 3/4 inch on either side of the notch. Plenty of room for me to get in here and slide my board in and out. Just like that. Now, for the bottom, I wanted to do some decorative. And you'll see here on Madi's, she added the file tabs on the front. The one she did in the sample that she actually did in the video was she used a piece of embossed paper from Tim Holtz using one of his embossing folders and a name and a number plate for the front. What I chose to do is use a chipboard from the Atelier to put on the front, a couple of brads that I thought kind of went with the colors that I got from Madi. And then I had this charm that I bought from Madi. That is a painter's palette. And I don't know, let me see if I can find something here to put that up against so that it will show. But I got that little painter's palette and I put it on with a silver jump ring so that I had, and the lace on the bottom, while it resembles the Dollar Tree lace, it is actually Stamperia's lace. And I don't know if it actually goes with any collection in particular. It just says it's Stamperia embellishment. And so I used some Stamperia lace, charm from Madi, the 2 brads from Madi, and the Atelier paper line to make this pocket for my planner. Guess it would have helped if I had the planner handy, right? So now, this is my big planner. It's a standard 6-ring planner, and this is where the other half of my April goes. And as you can see, I didn't even get this filled out for April, but I will have it for May and June for the rest of the quarter. And then this will go right in front, just like that. And I'll be able to keep track of all of Madi's challenges at a glance. And if there's more than the 5, I can put the 5 in I want to focus on right away, and then swap them out with new challenges as they come about. Because I'll actually only have room for 2, 3, 4 challenges, and then the monthly calendar there. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch this to May. And that's where my focus is going to go. So that is my final challenge product for the month of April with Madi at Spectrum Art Creations and Friends Facebook group. I hope you'll come over and join us. We have so much fun, and it gives us an opportunity to do something with all the stuff that we purchase. So, and to try new techniques. I would have never thought to do this until I saw Madi's video and then went, duh, I could use that for the challenges. And I was off and running. So she inspires you to take whatever you have in your stash and do something really cool with it. So that's going to be it for me in the studio today. I hope you will join us. I will try to be back here on Friday. I have the cards finished for Madison. I have posted those to the Facebook group, so I want to do those on a flip and share on Friday. As of right now, I don't think it will be a premiere because Bob is home and I'm not sure from day to day what we're going to be doing. So, but there will be a video on Friday. So in the meantime, I hope you will remember to like, to share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Could you use something like this? Or what does this inspire you to make? Thanks for joining me in the studio today. Creative blessings.